3 minutes. 3 minutes. All right, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. This is potentially episode 1. That's right. This is a new thing here called the 30-minute review show. We are reviewing Kickstarter campaigns, 30 minutes. We are reaching out to somebody. We're seeing what they're working on, and we're critiquing it on Facebook and YouTube and all the other channels out there. But we're gonna break it down. So I actually got my first guess. His name is Gow, and we're going to be talking about a comb, right? So again, this is a campaign that has not launched. I'm going to look at the page and try to give this guy my very first opinion of what I think is how people would look at it, right? So this is something new we're trying. It's not going to replace our podcast or any of that stuff. So if you're a regular listener of the podcast, don't get freaked out. We're still going to be putting out that content twice a week. We still got our Wednesday equity crowdfunding campaigns. Those are still being edited, and we're working on those. This is something different. This is some supplemental income. What am I talking about? Supplemental content that we want to be making. That is, 30 quick minutes. Let's talk about your Kickstarter page. You can kind of see where my mind is, and hopefully you're going to take some of these suggestions and go back to the drawing board or make these tweaks and adjustments. So with all that said, why don't we jump in to episode number 1. All right, Gow. So we are officially now recording. now recording. So here we go. We are going to walk through your Kickstarter page. We're going to do a quick review of it. But before we do that, for our listeners, why don't you kind of tell us a little bit about your project first before we go to your page, just to give us kind of a little bit of a background as to what the product is and why you're on Kickstarter right now.
Okay, I am a hairdresser. I'm a hairstylist working for fashion magazines and TV commercials, also advertising. And that's my background. And then I saw that fashion stylist that's using pocket square to finishing up that suits look, like a really dapper sharp look. And then I was impressed how effective that does. And then you realize it's not has to be a handkerchief. So of course I'm a hairdresser, so I came up, the hair comb can take over that pocket. That's my inspiration.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool. So have you ever launched a product before? Is this your first
Never.
time?
It's the first time.
First time?
I've been into making things and being creative, just to go into 3D printing and stuff. But this is the first time actually producing proper products.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So is it something that you just saw, like there just wasn't something like this in the marketplace? Is that why you wanted to do it, or is it something that you use in your daily life?
I never seen hair comb designed, the stylized this much in, so obviously nowhere. And it's hair comb is always shape of a hair comb.
Right.
So I just wanted to, create something.
Very cool. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, let's go over to the page. Let's kind of dive in. Let's all check it out together. So let me go ahead and share my screen here, and let's jump right on into your page. All right. So I think we got your page loaded up here. You seeing it, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So let's talk first through how did you determine this goal? And is this your final goal that you have listed in here? And in terms of days to go, like what are you thinking about right now for the amount you're trying to raise?
For now, it's this is not definite. It's just still I try to figure out what is a Kickstarter is and what I can do to it, and then I can get out of it. So I just put that just a number for now. That's
okay.
But my project is hand making, so I can produce products, no problem. It's not rely on the manufacturer, so I don't need a big money to start up with. So any money helps for me. That my project wise. That's how I put that.
Gotcha. And are you thinking about a time frame at all? I know this might just be an arbitrary number right now, but what are you thinking in your mind? Like 30 days, 21 days?
It's just been reading on online, like on internet. It's just everyone says just don't go long. It doesn't any make any difference if I go longer. That case, I wanna short as possible.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Very, very cool. Well, let's so let's look at the sort of top section here. So one of the things, so I try to give sort of feedback of like, what would I think if I was like the first time looking at this, right?
Yeah.
Because that's kind of what it is. Like,
Helps,
you probably know this thing inside and out. So what would a stranger look like just kind of going to the page and dumping into it? So preparing for this, I had no idea what the product was called until I really dove down and got into this. I guess is it called a Dappe comb?
Yeah.
Right. So I think I would maybe consider having some sort of, Dappe comb, the artesian hair comb, so you get a little bit of that keyword in your search, because you have to imagine that at some point, like if let's say I saw a Facebook ad from you or I Googled it, I would probably Google Dappe comb, not artesian hair comb, worn as a pocket square. I don't know if I would type that in so that way I would pop up. So thinking about how people might search for you, I think this is a pretty interesting, name for a product. And I think you can get some good name recognition. So I may consider popping that up into your title.
Okay.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Good idea. Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, I mean, this is a new kind of accessory for dapper men. So I think this is all good here. The other thing that was intriguing too is kind of reading through this, your story here a little bit, I
Yeah.
think this is intriguing. So this may be something that we're going to talk about in a minute too. Of is there a way to sort of maybe highlight this a little bit more? But I want to get to that here in just a minute. So let's
Okay.
go ahead and watch the video real quick
Yeah.
that you guys have in this hero section here. So let's go ahead and watch that real quick.
It's no sounds.
Yeah, you might not have the sound. I have it right
You
now on
have.
my headphones. So just. Cool. So I don't know if did the audio come on there in the middle towards it?
Yeah, it's in the middle. Suddenly
Yep.
kicked.
Cool. Yeah, we didn't have the Zoom setting on, so that should be on there. So I think the video is intriguing because it's a very like you went for this sort of mystic vibe or mysterious and like kind of slower feeling. I think this may be something that to me I don't know if it's representing exactly what you think it's representing. So typically when we see Kickstarters that do really well, it's pretty upbeat. And a lot of times our formula is problem, solution, and then why you're the expert to bring this to market. So,
Okay.
you're not really solving a major problem because what you're doing is you're adding this cool accessory for a dude to pull out at a wedding or, at work. And you have that sort of talking piece and you kind of hit on some of those notes to me, but I wonder if it needs to be a little bit more like an upbeat song, a little bit more clear shots of the persona that you're thinking about. And then I think what's also missing is you're not in it. There's no project creator and the reason I say that is a lot of times people have to feel like their money is safe. Like
Yeah.
I know where my money's going. So sometimes we want to have that face in our video that says, hey, your money's coming to me. It's all taken care of. Like, I'm gonna deliver this thing to you. You're gonna get your pocket comb here. You like, and I think that that's an important thing that's probably missing in this.
Okay.
So if there's a potential longer version, maybe something in the like 2 minutes, but if you had like 15 to 30 seconds on camera, maybe even 30 seconds is too long. Just there's a face to this project. You're the project creator in this. It's important for you to bring this to market because some of the
More
stuff you
personal
talked about.
touch to it.
You see what I'm saying? Just a
Yeah.
little bit of that personal touch, and you can still kind of weave in maybe this mysteriousness, but you may want to play with some of your shots with a little bit more of an upbeat song, and really imagine this is people's like first impression. So, and then also really think about what this hero image is, and because that hero image is above the fold, this is what everybody sees first, and this is what's also getting shared out. So really try to imagine that hero image that you're putting up here,
Yeah.
that first shot.
Yeah.
Is there a title on it? Make it feel really, really, really cool, because I think this product is cool, and you got to kind of really show that in that hero image. So that's going to be another, I think, really, really important thing for you to think about is what's going to be in
Okay.
that hero image. Make sense?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Cool. Let's keep going down. So now we start getting into the story. Now we start getting into that kind of the meat and potatoes of the page. This is where somebody is, they've either watched a little bit of your video, they saw that hero image, but they start scrolling down.
Yeah.
So, I'm about what, 3 scrolls down, maybe? Let's look at this thing. 1. Yeah, it's like a real long scroll on my Mac, right? So now you're getting people, and this is probably going to be something that needs some work on. Nobody reads on the internet. Nobody is sitting here and going, I spent over 4 years.
So this is too long, you think?
So it's not that you don't want text. It's
Mm.
that what do you want people to see right here? This
Okay.
is like the next most important thing out of your hero image. This is where I want a big, huge image. I'm going to show you an example of like what I'm kind of talking about here. Just give me 2 seconds to pull this up so you can see what I'm talking about. I want to show you a really good example of a campaign here that does a great job of this.
Oh yeah.
So like, let's look at this campaign here real quick. So again, you got that powerful image here up top, right? But look at this next image.
Oh, that's straight into the image.
Boom,
Yeah.
big image. And even like how it's this GIF. I mean, I haven't even scrolled down. You know exactly what this is, right? Like, oh, okay, it's like a water bottle thing, right? Like, and in a product like yours, if I don't see that GIF of like, if I don't see that, I might go, what is this thing? And again, start thinking in like milliseconds for people because everybody's just
Reading.
visual and, you know,
Okay.
so really think about GIF out, cool,
Yeah.
boom, looking good, right? So I
Okay.
think this probably becomes your next really important image that's missing.
Yeah.
Um, Past that though, like I read the text. Text is fine.
Yeah.
It's kind of the story as to why you're doing this. I would bury this. Now you want to really get up into like your different color palettes or the materials that you're talking about. All this stuff is great here. Even this stuff here, again, might be a GIF of like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1,
Oh yeah,
2,
that
3,
sounds
4.
yeah, that's good. This is very classical, isn't it? Then
Yeah,
maybe I think that's much more the mind grabbing, eye
right.
catching.
Yeah. So like for me,
Yeah.
I have no idea what this is. I don't know if
Okay.
that's leather. I just don't know. You might know. So I might boom, big same concept image, where people are like, oh, okay, cool, I get that.
Like a iPhone, like just changing colors and
Sure, yeah.
yeah.
Right. Just, so people can get this, oh man, I could get it in burgundy. That would be sweet with
Okay.
my burgundy tie or whatever, whatever they're
Mm.
trying to maybe match in their mind. Um, and again, still here, great image,
Yeah.
you know, GIF. It's just coming out. It's just
Okay.
coming out.
Moving.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
All of these little eye things. And let's go back to this example, this great campaign. Boom, GIF. Boom, GIF. It's by the time I've scrolled down, I got it. All good.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sa- Same images, not a full video, but just these quick little GIFs, and I think that is going to really work well for your campaign. All
Yeah.
this stuff, these are all great style images. Because this image here to me, this is your customer, right? Your customer persona
Yeah.
is this guy, right, out in the world, navigating the city, right? Um, you know, you got this here. Put a big button. Put the big Instagram button.
Yeah.
Follow us here, right? So just instead of having just a little bit of having it just be a link like this, go
Oh, to
get
make
an
it bigger.
Instagram
Okay.
button. Put that in there. The other thing too. Let's go back over here. I'm going to show you this. Let's look at boom, big pre-order button,
Oh
and that
yeah.
so again, really think about how people are let's just imagine that they watch a little bit of the video, scrolling down, scrolling down, scrolling down. They're like, oh man, cool, cool, cool. Boom, I can buy it right now.
Okay. So this pre-order. It's what was this pre-order means? Is a preaching.
Yeah. So what it's doing is it's going to send you to the pledge page, right? So now I can pick my
Okay. So it's
pledge.
straight into the preach. Yeah.
Yep. So now I
Okay.
go in here and go, okay, I'll take the $55 one or whatever it is, right?
Okay.
So again, you're probably, let's just look at your page. Let's say you get that big image up here. You
Yeah.
got your GIF.
So just taking out that, taking out the one
Yeah,
on
just
the
moving it down. It's really just moving
yeah.
it down, right? But you got your GIF here, maybe a GIF
Mm.
here. Boom, pre-order now. Big
Yeah.
pre-order now button here.
Okay.
Maybe a little bit more text here. Now you've got this image. You might have another pre-order now, right? Like if you're this guy, pre-order it right now. And then
Okay.
it might be follow us on social media, Facebook page, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, whatever, Reddit.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Here's your big buttons, all your links here. Again, back to here. This is fine. This is a good image. Just keep putting images in there. Get your leather case. Yeah, that's all cool. So again, maybe this image, if possible, a little bit of movement in it.
Okay.
Just if it just moved a little bit, so people's eyes could get it.
Yeah.
Let's go back over here. There's another thing that I thought was you know, do you need something about sizes? Like, does it fit in all suit jacket pockets? I don't. I'm asking because I don't really know. But
It's
like,
it's I got the case.
mhm.
It's a case. You can see it, right?
Yeah, yep.
But tab is actually rotating like this, so
Oh,
that's
cool.
adjust the height of the
Ah,
pocket. So a lot of the suits got the deeper or shallower. So
right.
I try to cover most of depths with this rotation.
Yeah. So I had no idea that that existed. So that a
Yeah,
gif of that rotation, right? Like,
yeah,
boom, this is gonna fit. Because what you're trying to avoid is somebody buying this and they can't use it, and then they're like, "I'm never buying anything again from this dude. Screw that,"
okay,
right? Like that's like they
yeah,
wasted their
that's right.
money.
Yeah,
You want people to feel like, "Oh man, I cannot wait to get this thing," and really you have to imagine they can't when they're buying it, they can't wait to be at a wedding looking good and
yeah,
pulling it out, and people
yeah,
going, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, what is that? What
yeah.
is that?" That's that's what they're gonna do.
That's exactly I want and to see that
That's
in a
what
book.
they, but that's why they bought it. And
What
then they're
about?
gonna tell, oh my god, yeah, 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 I got this thing on Kickstarter. It's one of the coolest
Yeah,
things, and that's how they're gonna feel, right?
yeah,
Um, so you know, if you're just taking that essence, how do you keep putting this in the page? GIFs, image, all that sort of stuff, right?
okay,
And you're close there. You're close. And then after that, we start looking at the potential rewards, and you know you're probably thinking, I don't know if you are right now, but you're probably thinking of like a super early bird price, right? That like anybody who backs the first couple days, they get it cheaper, right? They get it
yeah,
for
yeah, yeah, yeah,
$10 less, free shipping,
yeah,
whatever. And then you have your so you have your super early bird price, then you have your early bird price, which might be like the next couple days. Then you
yeah.
have your Kickstarter price, and that's for most of the campaign.
Okay,
So maybe be thinking about how your rewards are structured that way. Um, just so that people make sense. And then another big thing too is if you have combos, right? So you have the where is it? So you've got this like set of two,
yeah,
you really should try to have an image over here of what that is, right? Like this is the 2-pack, you know, this is the full collection. This is all five, and it's an image where it's like five of them, and then how much it is, so that people can imagine. Like, I want to get all five of these. I want to, it's the $230 one, right? Let me see if I
okay,
can show you an example of what I'm talking about. Let's see. I think they have one on here. Yeah, you can see they got a lot on this page here. Just keep scrolling. But at some point you should get, yeah, so see how you get to the like a choose your reward image. you know
okay,
this might be your cheap one, your dollar one, or whatever. There's your $49, how much you're saving, your 69. See, you got the 2-pack, right?
yeah,
Planting, so because you really want people buying the 5-pack, right? You want them spending more money
yeah. I guess
when they
yeah,
get to this page.
yeah.
So again, figuring out how you can show off your rewards with an image, super super important as well, so that people can, again, cool, I see that. Maybe you have the add-ons, like is there an add-on, like can I get extra cases, can I
Okay,
get, I don't know, I don't know what your add-ons might be, but really think about this. And then this is a big one too that we see a lot of people miss. Walk people through how Kickstarter works. They don't
oh,
know. Trust me, they don't know. I've been doing this for 10 years. They have no idea how Kickstarter works. They don't understand a pledge. They don't get it. It's not an Amazon one-click button. So again, how to get your comb. Select a reward. Enter your payment. You may even have a gift that's just click here. Like really over communicate how to pledge. Nobody gets it.
yeah.
Um,
I never
so
even think about this one. I never even seen it in a Kickstarter myself.
yeah, we put it in everywhere. We'll sometimes even use a tool like ManyChat, which is a
Yeah.
chat bot tool, to create a how-to chat bot, how to back. So like it's like a help button. If you need any help, they click the button, this chat opens up, and it basically, how can I help you? Click the back this button, right? Literally just holding their hand all the way through the project, because every time I think that they get it, they don't. So
Okay.
um, so something to think about. You may not have as many specs or anything like this. This might be, but I do think that you have this, the our story.
Yeah.
just like you putting yourself in that video for a little bit, walk us through how you got to this point. Who are
Okay.
you? What's your backstory?
Yeah.
You put it up in here. Let me go back and find it here, right? Like this, learning your craft. Well, give me an old photo. Give me some meat on this bone because I'm backing and supporting you in this project, right? So, you know, show me something, right? Is there photos, an old video? This is my story. This is how I created this. This is my first sketch of it. Like, I just kind of sketched it. All right, then I threw it away because I thought it was stupid, and then I came back to it. You know what I mean? Like, people, I want to eat that stuff up. Like, I want to know why you're doing this. The first questions I ask you,
Okay.
what is
Yeah.
this? Why is it important? And that's what people are going to be thinking about too. Um, yeah, I mean, it's 4 years prepare. That's a long time. What happened? What was going
Yeah,
on?
because it's from 3D designing to I
Yep,
didn't know anything about the making things, so
right.
it takes
Let
time.
me
Yeah.
see that. Let me see that first. Let me see the first thing that was made that was like totally crappy. Just like, oh my god, what did I make? Because the reason we put this in our campaigns is it shows that you're determined to get that reward out. So there may be a delay. Your manufacturing might change. COVID-19 might happen. Whatever. Well, how are you going to fight through it to make sure that I get my comb that I give you $100 for? Like, how am I going to? When do I get it? That's what I care about. So you're really trying to just show like, we've had adversity before, no issues on our end. You're gonna get your stuff. So for us, I'm gonna kind of wrap it up now. I'm gonna kind of open it up to some questions, but you're real close. Like, you're close. All these things are like little changes, a couple different graphics, moving some stuff
Wow.
around, and then really getting into the mindset that you've got about maybe 20 seconds to get somebody's attention, maybe 20
Oh,
seconds, and
good to
really
hear.
go, okay, they get here. The more that they can scroll down because they get it, they'll start deep diving more and more and more and more and
Okay.
more. So, make sense?
Yeah, good to hear.
Cool, awesome. Well, let's yeah. Any questions that you can think of that maybe I didn't hit on, or anything you wanted to kind of walk through?
Um, for me, no, all the visual side that I get it, so I think
Yeah.
I can just work on it
Mhm.
myself. That basically the marketing plan is just Facebook's and Instagrams. How much money that people like me spending on that
Yeah.
ad?
So yeah, we're pretty consistently spending roughly between 15 to 20% of whatever I raise. If I raise 100 grand, I probably spent 15 to $20,000 in advertisements. If you
Okay,
want to raise 5 grand, you're not spending obviously that amount of money. Um, but that's how these campaigns go big. Is we're spending money in advertisements, Facebook, Google.
right,
Um,
20%. That's quite a
yeah,
lot.
but yeah. So if you've got those budgets, it's great to do because you can typically get a good return. But really, it's going to come from that email list that you build pre-launch. It's can you get 10,000 email addresses before you launch, and hopefully you get between a I don't know, a 4 to 6% conversion rate on your
Yeah,
email list. If you can do that, that's a good first Kickstarter out of the gate. So,
very
um,
good.
but yeah, and then it gets easier and easier the more campaigns that you run because you start getting more data. You
Okay,
start getting, your pages get better. You're not at ground zero. You got more emails, so maybe at that point you have more emails than you did at first. So it gets easier, but the first one is definitely the hardest campaign to.
okay. Yeah, I find it really hard to reach into the people who actually really interested to my products moment. Yeah.
Yeah, so really think about that buyer persona. Who's
Okay.
going to buy this? What other things do they read? What other pages do they follow? So you're really kind of thinking about who is going to pull the trigger on this. Because once you kind of think about that, then you can start to make who you have to target on Facebook. Um, you can go to like other pages and look at the ads that other companies are running. So,
Yeah.
see what they're doing, try to mimic it a little bit. Because theoretically, if they have ads running, they're probably getting a return on their investment. So, if you see that the ads are running under the Facebook ads transparency, you get a sense of what's going on in your niche.
No.
But yeah, it's going to come down to it's building a crowd, building a good email list, and having a great page that converts. I mean, if you get a page that's converting at like 2 or 3% on Kickstarter, you're doing really, really, really well. And
Wow.
those are not huge numbers. But yeah, if you're driving traffic to it, you just want to make sure you're really getting some conversion off your page. So
Okay. I know another question is how long actually people are prepared to just making sure it's like, I mean, like, maybe average, how long does it take to
on
prepare?
pre-launch,
Sorry?
on pre-launch, you said
Yeah,
before you
pre-launch, yeah.
launch. So it's we typically are about 60 days. We try to have about
About
2
2 months
months,
already for
yeah, of
professional.
really pounding the pavement, getting people into private Facebook groups, getting email addresses, social media, getting people pixeled so that we can retarget them. It's about 2 months, and
Oh,
with
wow.
about 2 weeks before we launch, we really ramp it up. So
Okay.
yeah.
So that, I'm doing everything on my own. So it's not strange taking 4 or 5 months to get prepared.
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
no, no. We work on campaigns that, you know, we get everything built, but it's about 60 days that we are really publicly out there. Like,
Okay.
sign up. You gotta, we're getting ready to launch. Come do this thing, right? Like, really trying to get a lot of people excited. And we don't
Oh,
want it to be too much longer than that, because we want there to be this momentum of like, man, we're doing that. We're gonna launch. We're gonna launch. We launched, right? Like,
hype,
we
yeah.
we don't want it to be like they're never launching this thing. He's been saying that for 6 months on Facebook. Like, it's never going to happen, right? You want to avoid that. So
Yeah.
you want to have that release at some point. So,
Okay.
but cool. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking time out of your day. I know you're busy. And I think you've got a product that's super, super close. A little bit of tweaks on this page. And I think you could have a really good, successful campaign. So I wish you a ton of luck. And I appreciate you jumping on and being a part of the show. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much. And it helps a lot.
Awesome. I'm glad we could give some assistance, and yeah, go make those changes, and then go hit a grand slam, man.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks so much. Have a great day. Bye now.
You too. Bye-bye.